A lot of people don't change their situation because of their perspective of possibility, meaning they essentially have a perspective of impossibility. You hear it when they say things like, I've tried everything. I've done all I can. There's nothing left. No, there's plenty left. Oftentimes, we've not even scratched the surface of possibility. There's so many things that you and I can do, and we just don't even pay the price necessary to find out what that is. We all have so much personal power, so much resident potential, but so many of us, the majority of us, never really discover it, never really enter in to that true realm of possibility. And I include myself in that. All of us are that way. We are capable of so much more than what we're living right now. And nothing changes until we change that perspective of possibility. And it's wisdom that unlocks this. Wisdom is the key. Wisdom is the key. Because wisdom is what's in the world. It's the thing that we all operate by in order to manage our lives. Try to think what it would be like if people just had no wisdom whatsoever. We see plenty of people operating unwisely, but imagine that no one had any sort of wisdom. When people will offer a compliment to me, they'll say that something was wise or that I am saying something that has wisdom in it. Well, what do they mean when they say that? What they mean is that it shows a perspective, right? It shows a perspective about a situation or a problem. And the analysis seems to be correct, and the solutions being offered seem to be workable. They haven't necessarily tried them yet, but on face value, they seem to be a correct assessment of the problem and how it needs to be resolved. And so that's what we look at as wisdom. And so wisdom is that key. And so you understand, first of all, that that shift needs to take place in you. Your perspective of possibility has to change. You got to go from impossibility to possibility. To stop talking about where the problems are, stop talking about where the restrictions are, stop talking about where limitations are, and start talking about solutions. And know that no matter what it is you're facing, there are plenty of people facing that very same thing. They've gotten out of that situation. You can get out of that situation. The only difference comes down to persistence, because if you haven't found your answers yet, if you haven't found your solution yet, it doesn't mean it's not available to you. It just means you haven't reached it yet. So you have to continue in the face of resistance, and that means you have to be stubborn. You have to be unwilling to give up your ground. You can't acquiesce that easy. You can't surrender and give up all that easy every time resistance comes. You have to push into resistance. Resistance is how we grow, right? We've talked about that in the group before. When a bodybuilder goes into a gym, he's lifting weight, or she is lifting weight, because that weight represents resistance, and resistance causes growth. That's how muscles grow. You can't just go in there and do the motions of weightlifting with no weight. The muscles won't grow. The muscles grow based on pushing, lifting, pulling, resistance. And so life has plenty of resistance for you, right? Every day is like a trip to the gym in life. So you can expect there's going to be resistance. You can expect there's going to be roadblocks and hindrances. You can expect there's going to be closed doors, enemies in the way, confusion, darkness. You can expect all of that in life. So if there's a situation that you need to change first your perspective of possibility. Know that it doesn't matter how much darkness is out there. It doesn't matter how much resistance you faced. There are answers. There are answers to your problems. There are answers to your situation, and you just need to keep going. The number one thing you may need to do today, brother and sister, is just keep going. Just keep moving. But it's going to take work. There's no getting around it. That's why the stubbornness needs to be in you. So you need to really, really be passionate about your own life. You need to really, really have a sense of conviction about living your best life. Knowing that, again, life is going to resist you. So facing problems and obstacles is just going to be a part of it. So that fight in you is going to be fueled by how passionate you are about creating your best life, how passionate you are about getting out of this situation. Can you dig that? I hope you can.